Hey now, today I'm going to make some garlic dill pickles. Now, I'm not going to ferment them and I'm not going to can them, but I'm going to pasteurize them using my precision cooker. So doing that via a sous vide method. This is something that my buddy Brendan started to do with hot peppers and they turn out amazing. They're not hitting such a hot temperature that they get soft, but they are pasteurized and they're shelf stable for quite a decent amount of time. So it's fantastic. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so I'm going to do at least 3 jars here. We'll see how many cucumbers I've got and what I can fill up. But to start off with here, and all my produce is washed, just rinsed off. I've got 5 cloves of garlic that I've gone ahead and cut in half just to help release a little bit more of the awesomeness from that garlic. I've got a bunch of fresh dill that my wife picked up at the farmer's market when she also grabbed the baby cucumbers. So I'm throwing in just like a nice dollop like this. Is that a dollop? I'm calling it a dollop. Into each of those jars. Then I'm going to add some of my spices here. So I've got some yellow mustard seeds. I'm going to throw a teaspoon of that into each one of these jars, just roughly a teaspoon. I'm also going to be throwing in about a teaspoon of pepper, which is black peppercorns, into each of these here as well. I'm going to be putting in a tablespoon of pickling salt to each of them. And then here's a little trick as well. I'm going to be adding a 1/4 teaspoon of pickle crisp, this calcium chloride, but just buy pickle crisp. Then you're not worried about it. All right, so I've got that there. Now I can go ahead. I've got all these beautiful baby cucumbers. I'm going to just stick them in here. I always like to do this vertically. Do that like so. Finding sort of the longest ones that I've got. Getting them in there. All right, so now I think we are on to some shorter ones to fill up the top a little bit. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to start in on number 2. Okay, I need to go grab some more cucumbers. I left the rest of them downstairs, and I think I'm going to do a 4th jar. So I'll get all 4 of them up to speed here, and then we'll carry on. All right, so I have all 4 jars prepped and ready. I've jammed as many pickles in there as I felt comfortable putting in, and still being able to leave what will be a little bit of headspace. And so now I'm just going ahead and adding a little extra fresh dill to the top here of each of these, just for maximum dillness. Okay, so then we need to add the water and vinegar, which I'm going to do here. So this is just 50-50. This is 5% acetic acid, white vinegar, and water. Just gonna fill them up close to the top, leaving somewhere around 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch of headspace, depending on how aggressive I've gotten with these pickles. I'm just trying to make sure that the cucumbers are fully covered. Oh, and looks like 4 cups was not quite enough to do it here, so I'm gonna mix up just a little bit more of that liquid, and then we're ready to get the lids on. I should also mention that these jars, I cleaned them out really well before doing this. A person could go ahead and sterilize them using either a boiling water bath or the dishwasher on just a nice hot cycle. You could also spray them down like I did, just with some Star sanitizer I use in home brewing. Just a contact sanitizer that doesn't need to be rinsed. Okay, so here we go. I've got them all capped, and we are ready for the precision cooker. All right, so for this, I'm using my Anova precision cooker, one of the original Anovas. Love this unit. I'm just gonna set these in here. Okay, and I'm displacing enough water, I'm gonna have to steal a little bit out. No problem. And so I'm going to let these sit here at 150 Fahrenheit for probably at least 3 hours or so. So it's going to take a few minutes for that to sort of recover. Apparently I have that set at 149.5. There we go, up to 150. And so these are just going to sit in here. This is going to allow them to pasteurize, and then it'll also kind of help infuse those flavors a little bit. But again, it's not high enough that it's going to make these soft or mushy. After 3.5 hours, sitting at 150, I am pulling these out so that they can cool down. And jar number 4. All right. So now that I've pulled these out, I'm just letting them cool down on this towel, and similarly to anything that you would can, I'm just going to let it sit here probably overnight, and then I can put them away in the morning. So the next day, these are done. They're sealed, pasteurized, and I am able to take these, get them downstairs to the cold room. We're gonna have to wait a little bit before they are perfect and ready to eat. What have we here?
Sous vide pickles.
Yeah, that's right. Look at them. Beautiful. Of course, I also have a little cheat going on here with the green glass, which makes them just look super pretty. So for giving away to people purposes and storing on the shelf, it is fantastic. I'm going to reach right in. I'm not even using a fork to take one. You going to get one?
Yes.
Take the pickle. Ooh, got some little dill. Cheers. Can you hear the crunch? I can feel the crunch. So this is one of the best parts of doing the sous vide pickle, especially with a little pickle crisp in there, is that you wind up with a nice, crisp, delightful pickle. Let's try that one more time. Huh? And I mean, the seasonings are just so good. We got the dill, we got the garlic, the mustard seeds, peppercorns, everything that a growing teenager really, oh my goodness, these are good, needs.
They're really good.
Okay, I make a lot of different kinds of pickles. I don't know why though. These are my favorite right here. Really simple. I don't know what else to say.
Amazing.
Yeah, so taking pickles to what?
11.